What's going on, everybody? I'm back again with another video, and today it's freezing out here in New York City. But I'm gonna be filming indoors, covering like at least 3 train stations, main train stations out here in New York City: the Grand Central, Penn Station, Moynihan train hall, and the Oculus. We're gonna see what's happening around there. So these main train stations that I'm gonna cover, they are like main hubs out here in New York City. You could take a couple of subway lines, also railroads that will connect you to other parts of the state of New York and Connecticut. But our first stop is going to be Grand Central, one of my favorite stations in New York City, which I already showed you part of it in my previous video. But I'm going to show you like the full area, including the new part of Grand Central, the Grand Central Madison. So without further ado, let's go. This will be my first stop, and like I say, it's perfect to film the inside of this major train station because the weather's just intense right now, like in the teens right now. But yeah, you can see how busy it is out here, and then I'm right in front of Grand Central. I tell you, this is pretty nice in the nighttime, but let's go inside. As you guys know, it's nicer in the inside. Right now it's rush hour, so you're probably gonna see a lot of people. Another thing that is, I think congestion pricing is already in effect. So there is traffic, but not much like you will normally see. But now let's go inside the station. There you can see the crowd of people trying to go in. Out here. And over here they got like a fancy looking restaurant. And then once you go in, is the main concourse of Grand Central, which just serves the Metro North train. I'll show you here some of the lines that they got going on. They got the New Haven line, the Harlem line, and the Hudson line. There's a green line that tells you, like, you know, the tracks that you take it at what time the train leaves. And then, like I said, I'm a huge fan of all architecture, and this train station is just literally top notch. Even if I work a couple of blocks away from here, just amazing to admire it. And I think it's even nicer if you walk in the nighttime. So there is crowd, but it usually will be like way more busier than this over here. The crowds of people. So yeah, it's not just main concourse. They also got like a food court underneath. And I'm gonna show you the Grand Central Madison, which is a new version of this train station. You can see how nice the station is. And then what I love is the ceiling. It literally looks like a church. And then over there you got the American flag, and then you got like the displays of the Metro North lines that you could take. And most of the times the tracks are like underneath over here. And then it tells you, like track 100 something, and then just know where you gotta go. And then if you go over here 45th, it'll connect you to the MetLife building. And then you can walk a couple of blocks without having to go outside. So that's like a really good idea when the weather's brutally cold. Then up here in the staircase is the area where a lot of people, they take a great picture or even a time lapse of the station. I'll show you. Here you get a nice shot, and it'll be nice to get the time lapse of the people, walking around. Really cool. But yeah, it's a really nice looking train station. But now let's walk underground so I can show you the food hall that we got over here. It's actually over this way. This way it will take you to the Grand Central Madison too. Here you see the sign, it says Long Island Railroad. The Grand Central Madison, it serves the Long Island Railroad. Because the thing is that the Long Island Railroad goes to Penn Station, but it's mostly the west side of Manhattan, but they make it here so it can go to the east side of Manhattan where most of the people, they work. And this over here is the food hall or the food court. So it's pretty wide, it's underneath. They got a lot of food options out here, so if you're catching a train or something, you can hang out here and grab a bite. I think they even got some beer areas too. And they got like a lot of bakeries and stuff going on, so it's really cool. Really cool and busy out here. So ahead of me is another cool area, which is called the Whistle Hall. Over here, it looks like nothing crazy, even though it's a beautiful architecture. But one of the tricks about here is people can stand in one corner, whistle something to the other side. People who stand at the other side, they will listen to whatever they're saying from one angle. So that's something that's really cool. And then they got a restaurant over here, the Oyster Bar Restaurant, which is actually pretty nice. Also, you can take the subway train right here, the 4, 5, 6 train, the 7 train line, and the shuttle train that connects you to all the parts of 42nd Street, and you can merge into other subway lines at different avenues. Now let's make it to the Grand Central Madison, which is like a new station and a hidden gem that a lot of people, they literally miss out. So to get to the Madison, you just go here straight, and you go underneath, and there's literally a new train station underground, about 15, 17 stories deep underground. So I guess it took them a long time to do excavation and go underneath. Now we enter the Grand Central Madison, and it took 15 years to build this station out here from 2008 to 2023, and it cost $11 billion. So it's probably the most expensive train station in the world. I thought it was the Oculus, but this one took over. And I feel like it's a lot of money just to build something small in a long period of time, but I'll show you what's happening ahead of me. To the entrance, and they got some nice looking mosaics. And then another thing, it's been 2 years since they opened the station, and they can't even fill out the spots to open restaurants. So it's just pretty much just standard, and just, you know, for you to catch the train. Then you got the lines of the Long Island Railroad. So in the main hall of Grand Central, you take the Metro North, and then underneath here, you take the Long Island Railroad. So this is it, you know, it looks nice, but I've seen better train stations abroad. So I feel like a lot of money, $11 billion to build this. But it's good to know that after 2 years, they still keep it nice and impeccable. And then I think one cool attraction is that this train station has 3 escalators, and they're the longest escalator in New York City. It takes you 1 minute and 30 seconds to go from the top to the bottom, and then from the bottom to the top. So you're gonna go 15 stories deep underground. I like this side here, it's futuristic. I already passed one of the escalators, but there's another one approaching, so it probably has less crowd, so I'll show you. You know, here's one of the escalators that says Long Island Railroad, and it's pretty long, so I'll show you what's going on. So it goes deep underneath, so it takes 1 minute and 30 seconds to go all the way down. So, you know, very futuristic. Kind of looks a lot like the subway station and Hudson Yards. Like the same stretch, you know, pretty long, but this one will literally surpass it. I'm only like half of the way, that's how long it is. You can see behind me how far I've gone. And then look, I still got a whole stretch left down here. So like I say, it takes 1 minute and 30 seconds to get from the top all the way to the bottom. And finally you make it to the bottom, and you get a nice modern train station. And then the tracks to take the Long Island Railroad train is even underneath. But here you got, you know, looks pretty nice. Like a spaceship. Even got like more mosaics ahead of me. Kind of feels like if you're in the movie The Matrix. Let me just go to the lowest level to show you what's going on underground. There's 2 trains underneath there, so I want to show you guys. Here you got it. Underneath of the station and the Long Island Railroad. You know, a lot of people live around there, and they commute every day to work in New York City. Pretty fast. So I'm probably like 15 or 17 stories deep underground from Midtown Manhattan. So this is probably the deepest train station in New York City, and it cost $11 billion. This was my first stop of Grand Central, so now we're probably gonna head to the next stop. Wow, I like this decoration here, like the bird, you know, like the mosaic. So it's like a beautiful structure of art that they got going on over here. And then on the top, they even have like some picture and images when they were building this train station and doing excavation projects. So, you know, it's really cool. So they literally took out the pictures what it was showing when they developed this. So I guess I'm gonna head up to the next stop. It was not in my plan, but I'm gonna hop in the shuttle train, and that way I'm gonna walk all the way, because you can connect from this avenue and Park Avenue all the way to 8th Avenue without having to go above ground. So the subway stations, they got like an underpass that connects you to the subway lines. So I'm gonna do that and walk to Port Authority and probably show you a little bit of the bus station. Now the thing about Port Authority is outdated, it's pretty old, and it's not really modern, but I think I saw some renderings. They're gonna develop it, and it'll take years, and I think it costs like, what, $10 billion. So is actually outdated and due for a new renovation. And I'm just gonna connect with the subway line and go underground to see the action down there. So no excuse, even if it's freezing outside, so I always figure out what to do, so now I'm filming inside underground.
Please stand away from the platform edge, especially when trains enter and leave the station.
So here we're waiting for the shuttle train that it connects you, I think 2 avenues down, there it is. And then at the other side, you'll take the 4, 5, and 6 train. Here comes the shuttle train, which is pretty small, but it gets you to the other side by 42nd Street. Right down here, I like the decorations. Kind of reminds you of those vintage trains, you know, the ones they do during the holiday season, but this is what they got. So they don't got sitting areas, only in the corner, because this is only like one stop down there, and you can transfer to other subway lines. Now I made it to, I believe, 7th Avenue. So I took a couple of avenues down with the shuttle. And this is like one of the busiest subway stations, because it's underneath Times Square, and a lot of subway lines that connect over here. But you can see middle of rush hour. Like over here, you see the people walking. So like I said, I'm gonna walk all the way to 8th Avenue by Port Authority without having to go in the street level during this cold weather. You got the sign of all the subway lines you can take. You just gotta follow the signs, that way you know where you're going. And I think I gotta go over that way. Also, another cool thing about the station, you get some really talented street performers. So for free or a little bit of a donation, you can enjoy the performers. There was a guy performing, but because of the music, I don't want to get a copyright. But let's make it towards 8th Avenue. You keep going, this will take you to the A, C, and E train by 8th Avenue. Then over here is the 7th train, which they also call an international train, and it takes you to Queens all the way to Flushing. You can see it's like the heart of rush hour, so a lot of people moving out here. Also, there's been a lot of videos concerning the safety in the subway trains, and a lot of crazy things happen, but what I say is use common sense, you know, don't be glued to your phone and stuff, and always keep your eye and be aware of your surroundings. You can see it keeps going, the underpassage. Looking at the underpassage, it reminds me a little bit of the underground city of Montreal, Canada, and Toronto. We got this one here in New York City, but it's a good solution to connect to other parts of the avenue, 42nd Street, without having to go above ground. Then over here we made it the Port Authority, so I made it all the way from Grand Central to Port Authority underground without having to go above ground. And then upstairs, you know, it's the bus station. I'm in Port Authority, and I gotta say the bus station is super outdated, like the floors, everything. Like I say, they're gonna renovate that, they should, because, you know, a lot of people here pay expensive and rent in high tax dollars. See, look at the floor, it feels like if you're in the 1970s or 1980s. But it gets you where you need to go. You know, you take the buses, you can take the Greyhound, the Peter Pan, and New Jersey Transit buses, the other part of Jersey. Here they decorate it a little bit nice. And they got 2 stories, and then if you go on the other side, it takes you to 9th Avenue or Hell's Kitchen. You know, so I was focusing on main train station, but I wanted to show you also like the bus station here, the main bus station in New York City. Then they also got like couple of eateries. But I feel like it could do way better in this. On the 2nd floor, they even got a bowling alley in Port Authority. And then this is what it looks like. Pretty standard, but it's mostly like the gates that you could connect to your bus, depending where you're going on your bus line, you know. Right now it's not much people, but other times you'll see it super packed, especially when it's rush hour. But you have an idea what it looks like. So nothing crazy. Now I'm outside in this brutal cold weather. Times Square is over there to my left. But now we're gonna make it to my next stop, which is Penn Station. And I head towards 7th Avenue, and then I'm gonna go to the other part where they developed a new area for Amtrak, which is the Moynihan train hall. As you can see, it's really cold out here. People bundle up. But it's still nice to look at the lights. So I'm gonna walk. I'm in 40th Street, I gotta walk to 34th Street, so I'll catch you guys when I make it over there. So I'm now on 34th Street, and Penn Station is in 7th Avenue, and Moynihan is by 8th Avenue, so we're gonna make it to Penn Station. And over here it tells you the weather, 24 degrees Fahrenheit. That's about -4 Celsius, I think, so. Yeah. But with the wind chill, it feels colder in that, like in the teens or -11 Celsius. So yeah, that's how you know. If you go 32 degrees Fahrenheit and below, that's the freezing point. And then over here you got the view of Empire State Building, the icon of New York City. It's pretty nice how they wide up the sidewalks over here. And then this could take you underneath the Penn Station. They're developing the whole area and opening like new spots, you know. So Penn Station is going for some major renovations. Now I'm in the front part of Penn Station, so I'm gonna show you like the area that they developed, because the thing is it also shares the entrance with Madison Square Garden, so they put up some huge, massive neon lights. And they got like a plaza over here, and then you got the view of Empire State Building right here, which is pretty massive. And then you got the lights over here. This will take you to Madison Square Garden, and then this is one of the entrances to Long Island Railroad. We're gonna go here in a bit, but I wanna show you the other entrance, which will take you more towards the Jersey Transit side. Like they developed the outdoor area over here, but if you go inside, it's not fully developed yet. It's kind of like a little tiny mini Times Square right here. But it's the heart of Penn Station. And little by little, there used to be Pennsylvania Hotel right here, a tall building hotel. They tore it down, so I don't know if they're gonna do expansions or the Penn Station district, you know. So they're probably trying to develop like a little mini downtown right here. I'm gonna miss it because you're getting distracted by all the lights over here. But here says Penn Station. So this is the entrance, you know, one of the entrances. It got a couple of entrances. And then underneath there's an escalator and it takes you underground, because Penn Station is literally a station underground right here. So you take the escalators and it takes you down there. But now let me enter the main entrance by 33rd Street. They also developed the area and they put a little plaza. It's called Plaza 33. It's always been there, but it took them years to renovate it. But then if you go underground, it's literally like a city underground. Because not only is it a train station, but they got also like restaurants that you can eat, you know, things to do while you're waiting for your train or connection. So, you know, it's served by Long Island Railroad and New Jersey Transit. And then if you go to the other side, the new area, Moynihan Train Hall, then you take the Amtrak. And there it says Penn Station. So nothing crazy, but then I'm gonna show you the city that's happening underground. Let me go down this way. So then this area over here is literally the map of Long Island, the entire New York City, like with the roads and everything. I don't know if you can see it clear in the screen that I'm filming, but yeah. You can see literally Manhattan right here, the Bronx, Brooklyn, Queens over here. And then look at the underground city that we got here. This side over here serves more Long Island Railroad, and then you got a lot of eateries out here to eat. Inside Penn Station, and this area is like the newer part. They renovated. It used to be like an older design. I've been coming here for 14 years. Remember the first time I arrived to the States to get a job and I came here to Penn Station, I didn't know where to go, but now I know the entire train station. Here they got stuff going on, coffee shops. Then they're gonna open like new business over here, but they got more restaurants in the back, including pizza. And I'm not really a pizza guy, but actually one of my favorite pizzas is out here in Penn Station. I don't know if I can show you because of the music, but I can show you from a distance. There's a spot called Rosa Pizza. They got some really good pizza. And they got business out here. Look, they got a coffee joint right here. They Cafe Coffee. Then over here you can connect to other tracks by Long Island Railroad. And you can take the C and the E train and the A train right there. But I want to make a detour over here to show you what's going on over here. This side will take you to the New Jersey Transit area. And the former Amtrak used to be around here. Also another thing is a lot of mentally, you know, unstable people, they hang out around here, especially in the nighttime. So just make sure you be aware of your surroundings. Like I say, just use common sense when you walk around here. And this is the area where people can wait for the Jersey Transit. They got the screens of the tracks that you could take. I think even part of Amtrak, you could take it right here. And then if you walk around here, you know, it's old. Hopefully they can renovate this side. But they also got like a lot of eateries, tacos right here, desserts, Cinnabon. I'll show you the other side, and then I'm gonna make it to the new train station to show you what's going on. So here's like the main atrium. If you go over there, it takes you to Madison Square Garden. They got a really good heater here. It's pretty nice and warm. But nothing crazy, pretty standard, but it looks way better than Port Authority, I'll tell you that. But now let's make it a Moynihan. I can make it outside, but there's also another way to get there underground without having to go outside and deal with the cold weather. I'll show you guys. But here it looks kind of hidden, but you walk around here, like if you're heading to the A, C, and E train, and then you go underground and it connects you to the Moynihan train hall. With this newer version, it's shared with the post office. This is the entrance to the A, C, and E train. You just gotta keep going forward. And then after this area, you are entering the side of Moynihan train hall, the newer version. So it says it there clearly. And then, like I said, this is literally underground, the street level. Underground from 34th Street. Let me show you a little bit over here before I head up. So as you can see, they got the beautiful blue lights. Blue is my favorite color. And this are some of the tracks where you could take the Long Island Railroad. So it looks pretty cool. Let me see if I can show you guys around here what's going on. So over there you see some of the tracks. And then welcome to Moynihan Train Hall, the newer train station. So look how beautiful it is. Kind of gives it like a European architecture vibe. And right now it's quiet, but sometimes when people be boarding the trains, there'll be really long lines just to get in. But look how beautiful this train station is. So this train station took 3 years to be built, and it cost $1.6 billion. So also a lot of money to build it. You know, United States is always expensive. But so far it's pretty nice, you know, and it's good that they're stepping up their game and developing, you know, infrastructure like this, like train stations. Like over here, you could take the Amtrak to Boston, DC, you know, other parts of the United States. And they even got a food court in the back, but this is really beautiful out here. Here you got a nice view of the train station from the second floor. And then if you go over there, they got a food court and a couple of food options and a bar, but you know, the music is playing, so I'm not showing you guys, but then the lounge is over that way, but it's nice. Head over here ahead of me is the post office area. So I'm gonna walk to the outside to show you the front area of the building so you guys can have an idea what it looks like. It's really nice. So this is where they have the post office. Not sure if it's still, well, it's probably still open. But this is it right here. And then once you walk outside, you got a nice view of 8th Avenue and Madison Square Garden right here. Like this is 8th Avenue, and that's Madison Square Garden. If you were to stand there over 33rd Street, you'll see the Empire State Building. Now let me show you the front part of the train station, which is right here behind me. You'll see the beautiful architecture that we got. This is it right here. It feels like if you're in the capital, Washington, D.C. With a beautiful structure. Then over there it says clearly Moynihan Train Hall. Actually, if you look at one of my older videos when I visited the Philippines, I filmed a video in Manila, the capital, and they have a post office that looks just like this, like the same front part. So I'm not sure, maybe it's the same architect, so I filmed that area. So it kind of reminds me when I was over there in Manila, which I miss it. I wish I was there right now with a warm weather instead of this cold weather. But we'll be back there soon. And now I'm gonna hit my last stop, which is the Oculus, the train station in the financial district in Manhattan. It's a train station that cost $4 billion and was designed by Santiago Calatayud, right by Ground Zero, World Trade Center. So let's go hop in the subway and go over there. I'm made at the Moynihan Train Hall, and this is a really futuristic train station. I opened up, you know, after Ground Zero right here. So it's a really nice design. Like I said, it cost $4 billion to build this train station. So it has like the marble floors and everything is white. So I'm just showing you a little bit because it got music playing. But I'll probably insert some B-rolls. You see this futuristic design right here. It's like if you're in the Matrix movie. All the way there, and then the people look like ants all the way back there. Made it outside the station, and outside of the design is pretty beautiful too. You know, it has a beautiful structure of modern architecture that I'm going to show you guys in a bit. You can see over there how it looks like. So the design of this station resembles like a child's hand trying to release a doll. You can't really see it from this angle. Then over here you got the World Trade Center, the Freedom Tower, but I'll show you from another angle. Across the street, I'm going to go to the other side, and I'm going to show you like an epic view and a good location where you can get like a good Instagram shot if you're trying to step up your photography game. So here's a better shot. You can see how it looks like, and then the Freedom Tower. And since we're over here in the lower part of Manhattan, the weather feels even more brutal down here. But I think I'll show you pretty much enough of the train stations out here in New York City. So I think it's time for me to start wrapping up the video. So that was the end of my video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for more. Be safe out there, everybody. God bless y'all, and peace.